Why do it do that at times, bro? What's up with it, y'all? Yeah, I hope everybody having a good, entertaining day as I am. I ran across this video that I was kind of tripping out on. I said, let me go and jump in and do a live and do a live. Let me go do a live so I can, share this with my people, with my folkers. Do you feel me? Thank y'all for all the people that joined the channel and that be here as we have these sessions. It's like I said, it be a lot going on, and when somebody says nothing is new under the sun, I think a lot of people don't like really they don't grab that concept when you be like, yeah, there's nothing new under the sun. I think when it comes to life, like we play the same stories. What's up with it, bro? What's up with it, Tim? We play the same stories over and over again. I think we just play them in different ways so it looks different to other people. It's like almost like this life. Like the thing that's living this life. It's one thing that's living this life in many different ways. And through a different eye, it looks different from a different perspective because it's a different person. But when it comes to the mind, it's all the same thing, you know. But we're gonna get into this video where this guy kind of breaks down a lot of things that's kind of going on and how we're being manipulated to believe certain things and to accept certain things that's just like, bro, I don't know, I don't get it sometimes. It's like, we want to be the savior. We want to be the savior so bad that we get put on certain sides of what's going on without even knowing that we didn't make the choice. The choice was made for you. So even when you think you making a choice, it's like, how is you making a choice when they only gave you two choices to make? They only gave you three choices, and you chose one, and that was the choice that you chose. So you felt like you made the choice, but in reality, no, you didn't. You never did. How you gonna make a choice when the choice is already put there for you? When they put three things in front of you, four things in front of you, and say, "Oh, choose one of these." You go, "I want that one." You feel me? And this is what we do. But I ran across African Streamline channel, you and this video right here. White America is a tool that manipulates everyone except Black Americans. They are super intelligent. I ran across this video, and this is a white guy. You feel me? So that was kind of interesting right there. So shout out to African Streamline, and let's just go on and get in the video. Let's go on and just dive into this.
Well, it's really quite remarkable if you think about it, because we're watching in real time in America the um, the fabrication of history, the rewriting of history, the fabrication of false folklore.
But look, before we go, like hear what he's saying. We seeing the rewriting of history. This is not new to us. They didn't rewrote all our scriptures and everything, and we still believe them. We still accept them, and we believe them to be real. I mean, this is when people don't know how to think for themselves. This is like people that don't know how to think for themselves. I guess this is needed. Certain things are needed.
Happening in real time was just the first draft of a fake history. They're doing it right now with their boy Charlie Kirk. Suddenly this person has become like an empty vessel into which they can pour all of the cliches.
And think about it when you think about that concept of what he said, because certain things he's going to say, he's going to be pertaining to certain situations that are going right on right now. But if you think about the bigger picture of what he's saying, the empty vessel, you know, that's what we come into the world as, this empty vessel. And then we get all the things poured into us. So that empty vessel is something that all these different ideas and different things get put into. And then you start being that thing that they want
In
you to
popular
be.
culture about martyred leaders, people who stood for something, and who got cut down in their prime. It's like if you ask ChatGPT or some Hollywood hack screenwriter to come up with a fictional stereotype of a man of the people, someone who truth teller wasn't afraid to tell the truth and whatnot, stand up for his principles and so forth, and he gets cut down in his prime. Here's your story. This is the premise. This is what they're
Jesus.
doing. So now you wrap up the actual historical record of this man. You wrap that up in the gauze of these cliches and this cynical sentimentality until the actual man himself is completely obscured. And in fact, this is how you wrote your whole history.
Hey, if you think about it, because like even when you do your research on Jesus, that's what it's like. You feel me? You go way back. He wasn't even what they wrapped him up to be today. You feel me? But this is how they do things. They've been doing it for a long time, and they do the same. They run the same game on us all the time.
And we're watching it now play out in real time. You mythologize like you're doing now. And you're watching that myth making process going on right now with Charlie Kirk. Like I say, in real time, in
Exactly.
just the last few months.
Exactly.
The truth of the matter is, Kirk was barely known to most people. He was just a weird far right grifter,
I didn't know
following
him.
in the footsteps of the likes of Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder with his Change My Mind bit, Milo Yiannopoulos, and others, spewing fallacious white nationalist, KKK, xenophobic, racist talking points, rapid fire, first probably in his bathroom mirror, and then on college campuses to choirs of chronically online, inexperienced college kids. That's all he was. That's what he was. That's what Charlie Kirk was. And like I said, almost nobody had ever heard of him before. I mean, just
I didn't. I never heard of him. Oh man, yeah, yeah. Thanks, Jay. Jesus, yeah, man. I'm trying to do it every day, and then the weekends, like Friday, Saturday, on my days off, that's when we gonna get into the deep psychedelic talks.
look at the Google searches.
But we gonna true life story and talk about things that are going on through the week. That's what I'm planning to do. That's
Look at
what
the
I'm
Google
doing.
searches of his name prior to his murder. It's non-existent. This was not an influential man. This was not someone who was changing the world. He was part of the right-wing traveling circus. Like
Called
those
it the
old the
circus.
traveling carnivals that they used to have going from town to town. I don't know if anyone.
Hey, that's funny because anybody that you dove in on psychedelics, you've seen the circus, and you feel me. You probably didn't understand it, but we've seen the
Today even
circus.
remembers that. And that's what he was doing, and just flogging the same old talking points, peddling the same old dogmas of the power structure, completely, fully aligned with the rich and powerful, and generally attacking the weak and the vulnerable.
Man,
Paid to be an imperialist colonial apologist, doing that brave, courageous work of justifying white supremacy in a white supremacist country. Company man, that's what he was.
dang,
And he made himself extremely wealthy, basically by being a shoeshine boy for power. That's what Charlie Kirk was, let's be honest. That's literally the easiest way to get wealthy in America.
wow,
But you'll
that's
notice
deep.
now, no one is actually talking about what he ever said, what he actually pushed, what he actually peddled, what his paid opinions were, what his actual words were. No, they're not talking about that. No one quotes him. He was a thoroughly mediocre mouthpiece.
Hey, I thought about that too, right? When he said it, I said, "Dang, I never heard any quotes from Charlie Kirk," which is messed up. Like I've never have, like I haven't, and it's just like, whoa, wait, dang, why not?
For the mediocre white American aristocracy. That's what he was. His mind was never tainted by a single original thought of his own, believe me. So now you've got two Charlie Kirks. You've got the one who actually lived, who was an untalented, unintellectual sycophant of the power structure. And then now you've got the mythologized one, the one mythologized in death, who was a brave truth teller, a paragon of virtue, standing up against the odds, right? Who got cut
Wow.
down because what? He posed a threat to the power structure?
And this is how they build our heroes. Like, go watch each hero. This is how they build it, and they rename it. They reshape the story just for you to have that belief in for you to have a hero to go. Oh yeah, he did this for the greater good, and it's like no, he
It's both
didn't.
comedic and contemptible, to be honest. It's comedic and contemptible how much disdain they have for your intelligence. That they could actually just inflate this false icon and fly Charlie Kirk like a blimp over a stadium and expect you to think that there's anything inside of that blimp except hot air.
How
And
there?
now he's got a holiday. The man's got a holiday. He's the new MLK, right? And he comes
Wow,
complete with his
bro.
own assassination conspiracy theories. It's the perfect media product. It's the perfect media product. That traveling circus that Charlie Kirk was a part of, that traveling circus has turned into a Las Vegas residency show now, starring Candace Owens and Erica Kirk, and an assortment of random supporting players. Just wait. Eventually, there's probably going to be a musical about it. I mean, Turning Point USA is not a movement. They call themselves a movement. It's not a movement. It's a multi-million-dollar corporation dodging taxes as a nonprofit organization. It isn't grassroots funded by individual donors. Give me a break. They made it very clear already. They are billionaire sponsored. They're billionaire sponsored. They're state sponsored. They're Israel sponsored, Zionist sponsored. They said it themselves. And all this talk about Charlie Kirk changing his position on Israel, that he was flirting with the idea of joining the anti-Israel faction of the right wing because he was going to lose some of his big Zionist funders. Paid
Man,
opinions, you understand? How can you
man.
hear that and not understand what that is?
It's like we always said, bro, they got to tell us the truth. No, they just tell us the truth because they know the truth is going to go over our heads. Like, I remember watching the video where he said that, where he was basically like, if he don't do this, then he's not going to make the money. Like, you got to get that
There's no
bread.
principle involved in any of this except for the profit motive. That's the only principle they work by. Genocide won't make him change his mind, but if you don't pay him, his opinion will change. It's transparent.
Exactly.
I mean, the level of
Exactly.
complete amorality is absolutely astounding. And the most astounding part to me is how they can literally tell you that they're corrupt. They tell you that they're corrupt. They tell you they're greedy, insincere, fake, phony posers, ideological prostitutes, arguing with performed conviction for the highest bidder. That's all they are.
Wow.
That's what they do. And they tell you that. They can show you all of that. And you still convince yourselves that these are virtuous people, that these are
Yeah.
virtuous people, that these are
And remember somebody asked me the other day on the live, like, do you vote? For what? For what? Okay, I never voted. I always seen it was bullshit. That's why I never voted.
leaders, that these are truth tellers, and what have you. That's the really
Vote for
astounding part to
what?
me. It's like someone who thinks that, or who thinks that ChatGPT is actually sentient, and that's not just designed to accommodate and to mirror you by predicting.
Remember, I said this a long time ago about chatbot. I said, "Dang man, it seemed like that's what it do, like it mirror you." And then it was one time I had a guy on the bus and like me and him was talking and he was talking about his girlfriend and I'm going, "Oh, your girlfriend? Yeah, whoop whoop and this and that. Yeah, she's better than my last and all this." And then he started talking to her and it was chatbot GPT. And I'm like going, "What the hell, bro? You in a relationship with chatbot? Like you like?" And then he tried to make me understand it, and it was like, bro, I don't. It's
Pattern
too
recognition. You think it's
much.
actually thinking. That's what these people do. They're the same. They're like artificial intelligence, you know? Oh, based
Exactly.
on this user's input, this is probably what this moron is going to say next. So let me say it instead. Let me say it before he says it and have him think I'm a genius. You're willing yourselves to believe it. Every single one of these people is
And that's what we do. We will ourselves to believe these certain things, and it's like, damn, bro, that shit is
nothing but a
wild.
performer. They don't believe in anything, not a thing, only in their bank accounts. Mercenaries, they're mercenaries. They're ready to peddle whatever ideology, whatever narrative, whatever opinion that the market wants. They don't care any more about the truth than a prostitute cares about love. Honestly. Meanwhile, while you're watching all of these people,
Golly, that was one of the coldest bars right there. Wait, let me hear. He gotta say that again.
they're
No.
ready to peddle whatever ideology, whatever narrative, whatever opinion that the market wants. They don't care any more about the truth than a prostitute cares about love.
Golly, man. Oh my God, bro. Dang, that's deep right there. That's deep.
Honestly. Meanwhile, while you're watching all of these people, you're not even in your normal daily life, you're not even thinking about what day it is. You don't even think in terms of what day it is or what month it is. Your whole life revolves around payment cycles, doesn't it? When is this due? When is that due? You know, when does the salary come in? When do the food stamps come in next week or this week? Which week do the benefits come in? You keep
That's
getting more
deep.
and more in debt, even if you don't buy anything.
You get like you hear what he's saying. You get more in debt even if you don't buy nothing. You feel me? Like, bro, and that's how we kind of base our months. We go, okay, well, this bill is due this day. This bill is due that day. You feel me? We base our shit around our bills, bro. It's like bruh, like this shit is
You've
crazy.
got your rent, you've got your house payment, you've got your car payment, you've got your insurance, you've got your utilities, right? You've got groceries, diapers for the baby. You're just a conduit for your money. You don't receive anything. It just moves through you. Whatever
Ain't that some shit? So that's the energy cycle right there, bro. That's the cycle of the energy. Just you're just a current that they're running it through. That
got your
shit is
utilities, right? You've got groceries, diapers for the baby. You're just a conduit for your money. You don't receive anything. It just moves through you. Whatever you work
that's
for,
it.
your
That's
salary and so
all it
forth, it
do.
just flows through you right back out. You work to earn and you earn just to pay out. And then you have to pick and choose which necessity is going to be met this week and what can wait until next week, right? This is
Damn.
your life. I know it. You write checks that you hope they won't clear before the money hits your bank account.
I told my son, I said, dang, because I was like, when it comes to allowance time to give them allowance, I said, dang, yo, when you think about it, we do the same thing. Like the money be spent before you even get the shit. You already spent it in your head. You know what you gonna buy. You know what bills you gotta pay. The shit is spent before it even touch your account. It's like, what the fuck, man? Damn, what's up with Escape
You know,
Plan?
and it's going
Long
to sit in your
time
bank
no
account for
hear.
the blink of an eye. It's only going to be in there for
Exactly.
just a moment.
In
But
and
you're sitting
out.
here engrossed in the drama of whether or not Candace Owens, the millionaire, is going to get to the bottom of who killed Charlie Kirk, the millionaire, right? Because it has to be a
Exactly.
conspiracy. Obviously, it's completely implausible that the guy whose gun it is, you know, the guy who was seen getting off the roof, the guy who confessed. No, it's completely implausible in America where there are literally more guns than there are people, and there's more mass shootings than there are anywhere else in the world. It's completely implausible that Kirk was just simply shot by some guy.
Right now, in this video, Shahid Bolson is talking about something very fundamental.
This, man, yeah, he going in. But this the dude channel, man. Thanks for sharing this video, bro. I'm gonna skip past you. You feel me? And get to
It makes much more
this.
sense that there had to be a grand conspiracy in which the local police colluded, the FBI colluded, Turning Point colluded, Erica Kirk colluded, and even international intelligence agencies colluded, and some billionaire cabal colluded, all to take out this objectively insignificant, fringe, mediocre drifter who made all of his money by hateful rage baiting on behalf of the power structure.
Dang.
I'm telling you, Candace Owens does not believe a single word that she says. Neither does Erica Kirk. And this whole
Hey, hey,
who done it?
hey, this is crazy, right? Because I don't even watch Candace Owens. Like I never have. Like I don't know. When it comes to like politics and anybody that's really into that shit, like I don't people talk to me about it. I've never cared about it. It's never been something to talk about to me. It's like, it's I got too much going on in my life to be worried about what these people doing when I already know these people just fucking over us. That's what they do.
Movie, this whole who done it drama series is being produced just so that you can busy yourself with that when you actually have much more urgent and much more important crises of your own that you should be dealing with.
Exactly.
Watch, some of you are going to come into the comments right now after what I just said. I know some of you are going to come in the comment section talking about your own conspiracy theories to argue about, the whatever the angle of the bullet and so forth. You won't be able to restrain yourself to argue about this.
What the, bro? Yeah. Hey, for reals, because at times when you bring it up, that's what people do. They start throwing out all the conspiracy theories of what could have happened. It could have been this, the angle of the bullet. He wasn't really shot. It was a fake. It was, man, just like just now when Ilhan Omar, where that dude sprayed that stuff on her. You feel me? Now that's everybody's calling that a big fraud, a big fake. Like she putting on the show, she playing that, she did that on
Completely irrelevant
purpose.
and unrelated to your own life scripted performance piece. And look, I'm
And I'm gonna tell you, this is what we do, bro. We follow like me and my oldest son had a talk about this last night, and he said, how can a king follow another king? And I'm like going, damn. I said I always felt like that. Like me being a king myself or a god myself, how can I follow any other king or any? Now I can hear some of the stuff you say, and I might can go, okay, man, maybe I could use that for myself. But me following you or somebody else, bro, how can I do that? Then I'm not a king no more, bro. I might as well be one of the peasants or something. Like,
not saying that I know who was responsible for the killing of Charlie Kirk or what other characters might have been involved behind the scenes. I don't know. But what I am saying is that there is no reason whatsoever why you should care. Literally, none of the people who are performing this drama right now care. Believe me. Why should you care? They don't care. Like I said, they have already gone full throttle in actually erasing the reality of the
hey, he said it pissed. You said it pissed you off. You heard what he said, man. They don't care. Why do you care?
person
Like, why
himself
did it piss you off
and
though?
replacing the reality of the person himself with a myth. Well, you can't be more indifferent than that about someone when you literally obscure who they actually were and then paste all over their memory with platitudes and cliched narratives just so that you can cash in. That's contemptuous.
Like I always, that's one of the things I always tripped out about people. Like when like say it can be a person that can go out and do that can be one of the hardest gangbangers doing all kind of killings and murders and stuff like that, and then when something happened to them and they die everybody paint this picture that they was a good person. Oh, he was a good father. He always looked out for the family. He always, have you noticed that? Like that goes on a lot, bro. This is the thing that we do as humans that's just like, it's barnacles to me now. It's like, wait, hold on, bro. This motherfucker, like, what about the families of the people whose lives he took? Like you, like he's a good person. He's a family man because he was good to you. Like, come on,
And
man.
you know, the whole conspiracy element in all of this is part of the sanitizing what an ignorant, malignant bigot of a man he was. You
Yeah,
know, so you're
exactly.
pretending that he was cut down by the very power structure that he vigorously served, and he's, you know, from beyond the grave calling out for justice, justice for Charlie. So you want to be on the side of justice. This is how they're playing you. You want to be on the side of justice,
Yeah.
so that means that you have to be on the side of Kirk, as if Kirk and justice were ever on the same side during his lifetime. I mean, if Candace Owens wants to get to the bottom of someone's death, someone whose death much more plausibly has been covered up by a conspiracy, if she wants to do that kind of work, then why doesn't she direct her energy to uncover what happened to Trey Reed, a 21-year-old African American who was found hanging from a tree in Mississippi? Why don't you look into that? They found that man hanging from a tree, and the police immediately
Oh,
ruled it a
yeah, I
suicide.
remember that.
But Trey had no suicidal ideations. His family completely rejects the claim. There was no indication that he would do something like that. I mean, compare the plausibility of the Kirk conspiracy that Candace Owens is peddling to the plausibility of a black man being lynched in Mississippi and the local police, local law enforcement covering it up. What seems more plausible to you? I mean, when has that ever happened, right? Someone to be lynched in Mississippi and have the cops cover it up?
Gangatons used to always happen. We know that.
It literally happened right near where they murdered Emmett Till in 1955. But I guess we just take whatever the Mississippi cops say
What's
about
up
an
with
African
it?
American hanging from a tree. We'll just take them at their word. There's nothing to see here.
He said, "King over kings is a thing from history. Look it up." Let's see. Oh dang, man. So hope. Although the title means kingmaker. Oh wow, that's crazy, bro. I am gonna look that up.
If the police say it was a suicide, okay, it must be a suicide. In that case, the police are unquestionable. But if Charlie Kirk gets shot, oh, well, that must be an international conspiracy. It's an international conspiracy, and you can immediately dismiss the local police explanation for what happened. You can just dismiss their explanation, the FBI explanation. You can dismiss the confession of the shooter himself. No, this is not a person, Candace Owens, this is not a person who cares even remotely about the truth or even remotely about justice or about corruption in law enforcement, and obviously not about racism. She's trying to get to the bottom, trying to get to the truth of a straightforward shooting of a racist bigot who spent his entire career in the service of a racist, bigoted power structure.
Look, it's crazy. He white. He can say this. You feel me? When I seen a couple black people saying this, and people was going off of him. You're just racist, and this and that. This dude's he's saying it. Like, and it's crazy. I think people just don't like to hear the truth.
I mean, until now, most murders against African Americans, most African American murder victims, their murders go unsolved in the United States. But you want to now do your bulldog routine to try to solve the already solved murder of some xenophobic
Exactly.
sycophant of the power structure who basically advocated the ethnic cleansing of black people in America. So of course you don't care about a
Exactly.
possible lynching in Mississippi, but you're all caught up in this. You're all caught up following this drama online. It's like a new Netflix series for some of you. Oh, did you see
Man.
Candace Owens last night? Her latest episode, she was dropping bombshells. Meanwhile, people like you and I are getting attacked in real life, getting detained, barely able to survive over there, getting swept up by masked ICE agents. I mean, I don't even know why they wear masks when you know they want to wear sheets. People potentially
Wow.
getting lynched in America, black and brown people, Muslim people, homeless people, getting hunted down like dogs. And it is even crimes that need solving. You don't even have to get to the bottom of it because we know who's
We
doing it.
know who's
Who's doing
doing
it
the
are the ones that
shit.
we would normally have to go to get crimes solved, but they're the ones who are committing the crimes. You understand? These are real things happening to normal people in America. Real things happening to normal people. I mean, someone who's caught up right now watching Candace Owens, you know,
Man.
you're caught up to see what's the next development, what's the next
Yeah, that's what he was saying. That's what he was saying earlier. Like, that's crazy, bro.
episode, what's the next bombshell in the Erica Kirk, Candace Owens saga about Charlie Kirk and so on, and you're filling your mind with that and you're filling your time with that nonsense, you don't know. You could be the next person that one of these things happens to. Something like this could happen to you.
Yep.
And if it does, you and I
Exactly.
both know that there's not going to be a single podcast episode dedicated to finding the truth about what happened to you. There's not going to be a big Star Spangled Banner funeral rally for you on Fox News. Tucker Carlson is not going to say your name on his platform. Turning Point isn't going to turn to you. And Candace
Exactly. And this is the thing I always say, bro. I say, dang, even when you look at history, when you go look at history, it's only about 100 people, 130 people, something like that, that they're talking about that are really mentioned at that time. All the other ones that existed, nothing of. Nothing of. It's like they weren't even there. And that's how it's going to be with us. A lot of us. It's going to be like we wasn't even here. When we live our life, when we pass, it's going to be like we was never here. You feel me? If something dramatic happened to you, they ain't going to be on TV talking about it. You feel me? They ain't even going to know. You just like, that shit is wild.
As long as you can forget about it. And there won't be any liberals either. You'll just disappear into a van and never be heard from again, or you'll be found dangling from a tree branch somewhere, and everyone will just say case closed. Please understand me. Please understand me. These people are for entertainment purposes only. They don't have any feelings whatsoever about anything that they say. Truly. They only say what they say because you have feelings. That's why they say what they say. For them, your feelings and your principles and your values, that's their business model. And no, I'm not saying that they are actually addressing your feelings. That's not their business model. They're not addressing your feelings. They're using your feelings. They use what you believe in just to get you off track. You understand? So that you never address your matters yourself. And see, they'll offer you a nice one and they'll offer you the evil one. They'll offer you one that you can agree with and one that you will disagree with. They're not sure which one you're going to take. They'll offer you one that you like and one that you potentially hate.
And it don't matter. I just said this in the beginning. It don't matter which one you take. You feel me? They put it out there for you. It's only these two options. Or it's only these three options. So whichever one you take, you still with them. You still on their side.
They don't care. Listen, they don't care what you like. They don't care what you agree with. They don't care what you think is good, as long as you stay within the options that they are offering you. And you are absolutely kidding yourself if you think that any single one of these people are so-called sticking their necks out, or so-called saying the things that no one will say, while they've got $60 million from Netflix just to say it, or they've got billionaire backers, billionaire sponsors. No, these are just different ends of the allowed narrative spectrum, right? From Nick Fuentes to Jimmy Kimmel, from Tucker Carlson to...
And you wonder why they do it, bro. You feel me? You wonder why. Because they get paid to do it. And they know the right things to say. You feel me? They painting the narrative. And I used to say that about YouTube too. It's like all the ones that paint this certain narrative in this specific, this specific thing over here, oh, they up there. The ones that paint this narrative over here, oh, they up there. But if you not painting that narrative, oh, it's gonna be hard for you to get it. It's gonna be hard because you got
Stephen Colbert
doing what they already
Candace
doing.
Owens to Dave Chappelle. Okay, there's not a single one of them, who is saying anything whatsoever that the power structure does not approve of. It is the power structure itself that has made these people multimillionaires. So be serious. These are all characters. That's what they are. They are characters. I mean, literally.
Hey,
These people
crazy,
are characters.
right?
They're narrative devices.
Because I was having to talk with my mom. Yeah, they all actors. I was having to talk with my mom, and she was like raging on about Donald Trump and Donald Trump this and he doing this, and I said, see, this is the thing, right? If you notice, Rome fell. All the power structures that were the strongest Atlantis, all the power structures that was the strongest power structures over time, they fell. You know why? Because they stayed with the same narrative. You feel me? When they threw Donald Trump in office, this is something that was done on purpose. They're trying to change what is right now. They're trying to change what was written to stay the same. The Constitution was written to stay the same forever. They trying to change that shit. You feel me? The United States is not trying to fall. So they have to put somebody in there to shake shit up to try to change some of the shit that's been the same for so long. And really, to tell the truth, it's been the same for so long and it's not working really anymore. It ain't helping shit. It ain't making shit better. So something has to come in order to change that structure. You feel me? Because every empire, I don't care how big it get, how strong it is, how powerful it is, after a while, it gets taken over. It falls. It turns into something else. You feel me? And this is just like part of it. So him being put in, you can't be mad at him because he's really not running shit. It's the ones that's in control that's throwing the orders out there. Because if you think he know about all this shit that's going on, no, he don't, man. He getting shit put in front of him. Like, here, look at this. You feel me? Like me watching The Simpsons. Like I said, Arnold Schwarzenegger was playing the president. They had him as like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and dude put the 5 things in front of him and said, okay, these are the 5 things we can do. And he said, I choose number 3. And he said, "Bro, you didn't even read them." He was like, "Well, number three, I like number three because three is this, and this." You feel me? Come on, bro. Like, and we don't see this. It's like kind of weird because as people, as the ones that's out here actually living, it has us going against each other. Like we go against each other, our neighbors, like the person next door. Them people don't live where we live. They don't walk where we go. They don't even work around the people we work with. But we'll have conflict with each other. You feel me? Behind their ideas, not ours. These are ideas that was thrown into us, given to us. The ideas that they say, okay, you got to pick this idea, or this idea. And then the ones that choose this one are going to battle with the ones that choose that one, that are going to battle with the ones that choose that one. But you feel me? While they just sitting back, man, living off our shit, man, just living off us. It's like crazy,
That's all.
bro.
The ones that you agree with and the ones that you disagree with. They're all part of the same narrative device toolbox. The ones that you like and the ones that you don't like. They're all literally fictional characters. Candace Owens,
That's all of them. That's all
Bill
it
Maher,
is.
Tucker Carlson, Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk was, Ben Shapiro is, Megyn Kelly, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, Rachel Maddow, whoever else. On either side, it doesn't matter. Liberal, conservative, right, left, so on. Not a single one of them believes in a single word that they're saying about anything at any time. They don't believe it any more than someone who's reading their lines in a commercial, in an advertisement, has a deep conviction at the core of their being about the product being sold. They don't feel one way or another about it. They're just saying their lines.
Exactly.
And of course, the same obviously applies to the politicians. I don't understand how anyone doesn't already know this already, to be honest. You must already know this. You know, if you see sometimes these media personalities saying something particularly atrocious online or in the media, and you ask yourself, how could they possibly say that? How can they believe that? How could someone be so hateful? How could they be so ignorant? How could they be so delusional? And you see this all the time because they always play to extremes. Well, the answer is they're not delusional. The answer is they're not ignorant. The answer is they're probably not even hateful, to be honest. They don't believe what they're saying. That's the answer.
They following the script. It's almost like I said. You feel me? Like within you, like you have within you, you have God on one side and you have the devil on the other. You feel me? And they're just playing the yin and the yang over and over again in so many different ways, bro. You feel me? That's why we be so in tune with what they're saying or what they're doing. Like with some of us, we follow these people lives. You feel me? Like, oh, she eat eggs and grits in the morning. That's what I'm gonna do. Type shit. It's just like, come on now, bro.
They don't believe what they're saying. They're saying what they're saying because that's the part that they're playing. That's
Exactly.
the role. That's their function. The only thing that they believe in is getting paid. That's the only thing they believe in is getting paid and serving power. All of them, to a T, to a man. Even the ones that you think aren't. Look, think about it this way. It's like if you have a shelf of options, right? From this side to this side. You've got Bernie Sanders model over here. You have a Lindsey Graham model over here. You got a Tucker Carlson here. You got a Bill Maher there, and so forth. This shelf of options. You got something for everybody. There's something for everybody. They don't care which one you pick. Doesn't matter. It's like a
Don't
company,
matter.
like really a shelf at a grocery store. You got a company that has actually dozens of products, but you think that all of those products belong to different companies. And you think that they're all competitors because you don't know that they're all actually owned by the same parent company. So they don't care if you buy this product or you buy that product because they're both their products. So they don't care
Probably.
which one you take from their shelf. They
Hey,
just don't want you to ever take from any other
he
shelf.
might have been kicked out of the group, but I'm just saying, like, he said some real shit though. He's saying some real shit. You feel me? Like basically what he's saying is learn to fucking think for yourself.
That's
Like
the problem. That's the only
it.
issue that they have. They don't want you to take from any other shelf and they don't want you to have your own shelf. You understand?
Exactly. Like the stores. Like I just said that. Like they put everything on the shelf for you to choose. So it don't like when you go to the grocery store. It don't fucking matter what you buy. It doesn't matter. They put everything there, hoping you choose something. So out of all those options within a huge grocery store, it doesn't matter what you buy. Whatever you buy is going to be benefiting the store. So this is how they do it with politics and everything. It doesn't matter what you believe. It's going to benefit them regardless. So it doesn't matter. So you fighting with other people because they have a different belief, that's going to benefit them also. It's not going to benefit you. How you like you fighting over who the president is right now with somebody? How is that benefiting you and what you're doing?
So, like for example, when Dave Chappelle closes his whatever it is, $20 million Netflix special by slamming Israel, no, it doesn't mean that he's sticking his neck out for Palestine. It doesn't mean that he's taking a risk. It means that it's allowed now. Same with him praising Saudi Arabia. This is allowed now. because of everything that I've been talking about for the last 3 years. The power dynamics are shifting. The transition to the global south. The A National OCGFC are in favor of that. The A National OCGFC are anti-Zionist. They are pro-GCC. So the anti-Zionist, pro-GCC opinions have now been added to the narrative shelf. And when they control the shelf, you just have to take whatever is closest to what you want. And if it's not exactly what you want, well, you just take from the available options, whatever is on the shelf, and you only know just that one shelf, right? It's like people who like to wear sports jerseys from some sports team. They want a jersey that has the same number as their favorite player, right? But if the number that they want isn't available, then they'll go with whatever number, as long as they can get the jersey of the team that they like, right? So that you'll settle. It's not exactly what you want, but it's close enough. And if the team jersey isn't available, then you'll get your next the jersey for the next favorite team, your second favorite team, or even if it's the same color scheme or something like that. If you're looking for something, you'll take whatever is the closest thing to what you want. And this is how the narratives work. And this is how the representatives of the narratives work, because you're a captive consumer of narratives, of opinions and commentaries and so forth. See, so you have to end up identifying yourself with one of the brands that's available on that shelf, that narrative shelf. And they'll try to provide something for everyone. That's how you can get total market share control. So you have your Nick Fuentes, for example, and then you have the decaf Charlie Kirk version of the same poison.
Damn.
See, it depends on how intense you want your racist white supremacist experience. Regular, extra.
I like the way he said that though. You got the strong coffee, then you got the decaf. You feel me? You got the mild. They make the coffee in many different flavors and brands just for you. And we love it. Though. We love it.
And then it depends on how much fructose or gluten you want in your liberals, right? I mean, you can use whatever analogy works for you, right? Just like back in the day when I was a kid, we had just 3 television networks, so you had to watch whatever was available, whatever was on TV. You had to watch it. It may not have been exactly what you wanted to watch, but you had to choose back in those days from CBS.
No, hey, for real though, because I think I think everybody just does it. I don't know, bro.
NBC and ABC. That's all there was. So whichever one was showing something closer to your tastes, that's what you would watch. And that's what these people are. These are your limited channels. So you have your comedies, you have your dramas, you have your mystery thriller whodunits. I hope you understand what they're doing. I truly hope that you understand what they're really doing. And like I said, all of this is just to keep you derailed and distracted. It's to keep you never addressing anything real. You've got multimillionaires and billionaires gaslighting you into thinking that they represent you, that they're one of you, that they stand for what you stand for,
that
they believe what you believe, that they have your principles and your values. But I'm telling you, there is a threshold of wealth. There's a threshold of wealth and privilege that, wallahi, once you cross it, it may as well be a portal to a different dimension. Honestly, it gets me. Over there, you keep fussing about immigrants. You keep fussing about immigrants and foreigners, so-called taking over your countries. Meanwhile, your countries are actually completely under the control of the smallest, strangest, most predatory and culturally foreign demographic imaginable, the super rich. I've said it before, the super rich, wallahi, the super rich should be regarded as foreigners, no matter what country they're in, no matter what country they're in. They have nothing to do with the life of the average citizen of any country on earth. What do they have to do with the rest of us? Billionaires and multimillionaires, in my opinion, should be classified as a permanently alien nationality everywhere they go and everywhere that they are. An American or a British or a French billionaire is no more American or British or French than an immigrant to those countries. Do you understand?
Man.
An immigrant who toils and struggles right alongside the rest of the people. Do you actually think that you have more in common with a Bill Gates or a Mark Zuckerberg or a Sam Altman or an Elon Musk or some celebrity than you have in common with an immigrant from Guatemala or Honduras or Mexico who's working right alongside you?
Wow.
Well, Gates and those people do not live in the same world that you and I live in.
I just said that.
And I don't care how many so-called bad hombres that you have over there among immigrants or illegal immigrants, what have you. No, collectively, they could never do more harm to your society than those obscenely rich parasites that have captured your whole government, that play roulette with your economy, that are leeching off your taxes, that are pumping up the cost of living, that are at the same time suppressing the wages of tens of millions of people, not to mention laying off workers left and right, just to cut costs so that they can have greater bonuses. But you're over there getting mad about immigrants.
Man.
Immigrants, by the way, most of whose countries you robbed, you pillaged, and you looted. Immigrants who have every right, in my opinion, they have every right to come over there to where you took all of their resources, to where you took all of their stuff. No, immigrants from the global south go to America like going to a lost and found counter. Yeah, I'm here to retrieve my goods, please. I'm here to retrieve my property, please. And who did that, by the way? Who did all of that looting and pillaging and robbing and stealing? Those same millionaires and billionaires, those corporations and those shareholders, that alien elite. The alien elite who screenwrite all your narratives to interpret reality for you and always pointing you to pointing your focus away from them. That aristocracy of America, that bloated, insulated, debauched sociopath.
And like we all know that, it's just a couple of ones that's way up there that's actually running everything. We always talk about it. And we still follow the stories. We still follow the scripts, man. We still get caught up in them. I said, dang, we're dealing with the psychedelics is wild because that was like, dang, it makes sense of them showing me like, when it got to the point to where the movies was done. It cut the movie scenes. It said, okay, you seen the different gods, you seen this, you seen the storyline. Now let's get down to the real truth. You feel me? Because we are, when you think about it, even with diving in on psychedelics, bro, we like the story of the narrative. You feel me? Because there's something we're looking to fix ourselves, better ourselves, help change the world. And it's like we're still following the storyline. And then you get to a point to where there is no story no more because the story was made up by you. You're the one making the story. You're the one who's taking the bits and pieces and creating the story that you want to have, or you want to believe, or you want to follow. And it's like, dang, bro, this is
Degenerate
crazy.
class of the rich and powerful that you allow those people to tell you what to do and tell you what you should care about, and they lecture you about so-called spiritual warfare, cultural warfare, and what have you, tell you about how to save America. Meanwhile, they've got jewelry that could pay off your whole mortgage and probably
Man,
the mortgage of your whole block. Not to mention that
man.
we've seen what they do in their private lives, how they treat your most vulnerable young daughters like props, like party snacks. They're engaged in behaviors that no normal person would even imagine during a nightmare. I mean, they show you and show you and show you, and they tell you openly, actually, how much complete, dismissive, contemptuous disdain they have for you, that they have for your well being and for the well being of your society. But you just keep reaching for that same shelf. You
Yeah.
do that. You keep reaching for the shelf that they're giving you those limited options on. Tell me, how on earth can the rest of us in the world, how are we supposed to differentiate between
Yeah,
you,
we ain't
the average
crazy,
normal people,
bro.
and what you accept and what you approve and what you applaud and what you pay for? I mean, like I
Close
said,
the
you are letting
circle.
them rewrite
Nothing.
history in
Things
real
you
time in
feel.
the case of Charlie Kirk right in front of you,
Yeah.
turning him into an American
It's
hero blow up
trippy.
doll that bears no resemblance whatsoever to the worthless grifter that he really was. It means that genuine integrity and values and morals and principles mean nothing to you. It's like that stolen valor that you always talk about when there's people who pretend that they were soldiers and were never in the army, were never in the military. But somehow you're perfectly fine with manufacturing a folk hero icon out of nothing, out of the utterly undeserving.
But it's weird because he's saying this about Charlie Kirk, but and it's because it's what's going on now. But you got to understand they've been the ones that's been in power. They've been it's the same ones that was in power in Egypt, in Rome, in like way back in the days. They got the same. They do the same thing, bro. This is how they rap different you know, religions in these certain people. They wrapped it up and gave it to everybody. You feel me? In the same way. The same way. And then we begin to praise that person. You feel me? He died on the cross. This happened. This happened. You feel me? And now we're praising this thing that is nothing but something that they created for us to follow. And nobody wants to accept that though. Like it's weird, bro. It's weird because when you embed it with the story, you can't get around it. Let me tell you what you'll start doing. You'll start making the story real in other ways. We'll say something like, "Well, it probably really didn't happen, but then they're just trying to." That's how you explain the Christ consciousness that happens. Like, bro, we got to stop playing ourselves. Like for reals, bro. And we'll switch it up and turn it into the same story into something else, or into something else. You feel me? Even just to keep it alive, just to keep it alive over and over again.
Do you even grasp how degrading that is for you? How degrading it is to you yourselves? To have the fact that you're heroes, your role.
But like it's weird because all if you notice all these different belief systems, all does is create divide. It creates divide over and over and over again because it's like if you don't believe, then we can't fuck with you. You feel me? If you don't believe this right here, we can't fuck with you. That's what it says right here in our book. It says, hey, you feel me? If we can't run with you if you don't believe because you're on that side. It's the same divide that's being created in so many different ways over and over again, bro. Same thing, same story, same game,
models are all either
different
degenerate, greedy,
names.
narcissistic celebrities or millionaires and billionaires, or else they are appointed for you by the power structure that is comprised of those
Yeah,
degenerate
you can
millionaires and
act the
billionaires.
script if
They
you
appoint your
lived it
heroes for
long
you, complete
enough.
with ceremonial fireworks displays and balloons dropping from the ceiling. Your heroes that you have are all people that could not care less about your struggles. They could not care less about your suffering. They can't even relate to it. And they don't care even slightly whether you live or you die. Doesn't make any difference to them whatsoever.
Said the torture and death of Jesus is literally the justification of abuse and obedience. Yeah,
But now you've got your social media feeds, you've got your television networks and what have you,
man.
trying to convince you that those people are virtuous and you should look up to them. And you just compliantly pivot your attention towards them. You pivot your attention towards any shiny thing that they dangle in front of you, even if it's feces with Christmas tinsel on it.
He said even if it's feces with Christmas utensils, all I gotta do is sprinkle it with a little glitter. You feel me? You make it look golden and like it's some bullshit. It's all bullshit. You feel me? That's it. You feel me? The only thing that matters is you here right now doing what you do. And you start to forget that. You start to forget that you are the thing that matters right here, right now. That's what we tend to forget. And you know, it's just crazy, bro. This shit is barnacles. But that's the live, y'all. I don't want to hold y'all too long. I don't want to stay too long because I gotta get some rest before I go to work. Because if I don't, I'm gonna be tired like I was last night. But I thank y'all for joining. And like I said, bro, if y'all see videos that y'all want us to talk about or react to, like send them to me, like send them to me. And then like even when we on the live, like I leave it open to where other people can come in, like we can have conversations and stuff like that. So like if we're listening to something like this and you know y'all be texting a lot, if you got a lot to say, man, just just be like, hey, hit that link, true, send that link, and I'll put the link in so you can pop in. You feel me? Because I like it better when we're in here kind of talking about it with each other instead of just listening to what I got to say or what this person got to say, because we all got different views on what's going on. And I think the beautiful thing about it is when we all can come together and share those views without being at each other's throats. You feel me? That indeed. But peace out. Thanks everybody for joining. Make sure you hit that like button. And I'm out, man. I'm out. Peace out. Peace out. Y'all have a good day. I will too. And I'll see y'all next time. Let's see. Relay. Let me see that. By Flavius Josephus. All the construction for obedience. Yeah, it was. It was. And it's weird because that's why it wasn't written in Hebrew. It was written in Roman. But they don't talk about that. You feel me? We gonna say that retro, we gonna say that for another day, okay? Cause I ain't trying to run people off, but y'all have a good